going on, Flicks Talkers? Welcome back to another podcast. Now, this time, it's about the movie El Camino of Breaking Bad, and we're all broken out right here.
Breaking Bad, Heisenberg.
Got the two guys right here, Jesse and Walter, and we got little mini Walter, bobblehead. I gotta barely tap him so his glasses don't fall off. So, we're here to talk about the brand new Netflix movie, guys. It is 2 hours and 2 minutes, and it just came out on Friday, I believe.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah, which was October 11th, 2019. Yeah. We did catch it today. I'm so glad we waited.
I'm glad we did too.
Yeah, I'm glad we watched it together. Yeah. We're huge Breaking Bad fans.
Huge.
And the series finished. Do you remember when it finished? 2012, 11?
Maybe I'd say between 12 and 14.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
Something like that. But. So, we were really excited that they gave these fans, what we deserved, I thought.
I thought it was awesome. Awesome tie-in, continuation to the story.
Yeah.
About Jesse Pinkman's character, Aaron Paul, who did great. He's a great actor.
Yeah, excellent job.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like I said, we just literally finished it. A couple bathroom breaks in between.
Yeah.
But we were pretty much zoned in, and this was kind of as personally for me a breath of fresh air compared to the last movie that we saw, Gemini Man.
Yeah, I agree. Gemini Man just missed the mark completely. Like I said, the action was all in the trailers, and it just wasn't as good. This had your attention from start to go, and it was just really well put together. A really good movie.
And even though this kind of had similarities to our last movie, where it was a little more slow and drawn out, because there's not too much action in this movie. They kind of save it towards the end. Yeah. There's a couple situations where there is a little more
like intensity.
Yeah, a little more intense scenes. But I think what drew us in to this is that we had more of a personal relationship because we actually saw this is based on a series, guys. So this is a series that came out on AMC, correct? AMC. So if you guys aren't familiar, and by the way, we're not going to be talking spoilers at the beginning, but we will be talking spoilers at the end.
Get into spoilers later on.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard to not get into spoilers when you're talking about
one of those ones. It's like spoilers are gonna come up. It's just
there's a lot of little tie-ins here with the actual series, guys. So you got to be a little familiar with it, and they did a good job with kind of giving you a recap right at the beginning of the film.
They did have a good recap. I'm glad they had that.
Oh because we hadn't seen the show.
We haven't seen the show in years, and if you didn't see the show in so long, and you try and watch it, it's just. You'd be a little lost. So.
Yeah. So this movie, once again, guys, so no spoilers for this first part. I'll put like a timestamp or something at the bottom in the description to kind of, if you guys want to fast forward to the spoilers, if you have seen this already. But this first chunk is going to be non-spoilers. So roughly what this does focus on is the events following directly after the end of Breaking Bad season 5, right?
Yeah, right after. As soon as Breaking Bad finishes and you see Jesse riding away in the car, bam, this is when this starts. So we won't get into how it ended, I guess, the last episode of season 5, but Jesse Pinkman does get away. That's Aaron Paul's character, and he gets away in the El Camino, and that's kind of like why they name it El Camino. Is there's a lot of tie-ins and flashbacks from the El Camino that has to do with that car that he gets away in. And it's just him trying to hide out from the law. In like increment, like details. It's really detailed, this movie. It is. A lot of detail in it.
Yeah. So the first characters that we kind of get an introduction to that were part of the last series were Matt Jones, which is Badger, and Charles Baker, who was Skinny Pete.
Skinny Pete,
I thought his name was Slim.
I thought it was just skinny. But
and it looks like to me for some reason I thought he got skinnier in this film.
I think so.
It looked like he got a little skinnier.
Yeah, he was pretty thin.
Yeah. So what did you think about their performance in this movie?
I thought they were good. I liked them in Breaking Bad. I thought they were good in this movie. I really liked Badger's character. He was in a few episodes of The Office. I thought they were really good and good way to tie them back into the show. With this movie. I thought they did really good. Yeah.
So ultimately, it's Jesse Pinkman just trying to get out of the cops' way, like the most legit. Like he's really trying to change up his whole identity. Because he's a wanted man right now. One of the most wanted men. At the time. And and another thing is that forgot to mention that this does not take place in 2019.
No, it finishes like as soon as Breaking Bad, like I said, going on Breaking Bad time.
You know? Yeah, so around that like 2012, I guess.
Yeah, it's
time, something like that, 2011, 2012. So this movie is just full of flashbacks.
A lot of flashbacks in it.
Yes. Yeah. So you get. Yeah, so you get a lot. Cool. Yeah. So it's always cool seeing all those direct, details from the previous shows, from the actual show and stuff like that, and just his relationships with other people from the show, and a lot of other character tie-ins and stuff like that.
The tie-ins and stuff with other characters was really cool.
Yeah, we're the best.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it is in a nutshell, guys, and it's just his day to day, and it's just within like a couple of like days of him getting released, I guess you want to say, or getting free of what happened.
Yeah,
skipping town.
Yeah,
and just all the logistics that go into it, guys. So you got to be a kind of a Breaking Bad nerd to kind of
you got to be a big Breaking Bad fan.
Yeah, you can't really just turn this on just as a standalone movie. You're not going to know what the hell's going on.
You're not going to get it. You're not going to understand. It's going to be confusing. Mm-hmm. Luckily for us, David and I were really huge Breaking Bad fans.
So we kind of already knew, even though not seen the show for a while.
Yeah. We're in that world, so it worked out really good.
Yeah,
glad we watched the show before the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And it was awesome seeing that they brought back the writer and director of the actual show, Vince Gilligan.
Yeah,
who also did Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
as well too.
Yeah.
Were you watching that series?
I'm watching Better Call Saul.
Yeah, Better Call Saul. Yeah, for sure. You got to, man. You got to. So it's like, these side characters and stuff like that are all huge parts of the Breaking Bad universe pretty much. Yeah. And they did a phenomenal job, I think, of portraying it. Now for you, did this feel like a Breaking Bad show? Did it feel like you were watching a long episode?
Yeah, it was kind of its own thing, but you definitely feel that continuation, especially with Jesse Pinkman's character and going off that. It's hard to compare the show because the show you had 6-7 seasons compared to a 2-hour movie.
I think it was only 5 actually.
Was it 5?
5 seasons, I believe, yeah. Because I always wanted, when it ended, I was like, shit, it could have went on like 6 or 7,
I know.
total seasons or something like that. But I'm glad we got what we got, and I was actually really satisfied. It's one of my favorite series.
Oh, yeah. One of my all-time favorite series ever. Bryan Cranston, one of my all-time favorite, actors, characters on the show he played, Walter White, Heisenberg. Really, really awesome.
Yeah. Is that on Netflix? But do you know
Breaking Bad? Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, so if you guys have not seen Breaking Bad or have no clue what we're talking about, make sure you guys go watch
Breaking Bad. Really, really great show.
Very, very phenomenal show. Did it win any awards? It
won like every year. Yeah. Bryan Cranston won like Best Actor like every year, and Aaron Paul won for
great supporting cast.
Writing, everything.
I totally forget the characters, the actual actor's name, but Gus Frings. Is it Guzman
if you didn't ask, I might have thought.
Come on, I need that database of names, man. Come on,
Giancarlo Esposito.
Is it?
I think it's.
Oh, okay.
I think it's something like that. Yeah.
Okay, totally forget. Yeah, I'm terrible with the names. Yeah. But he was Gus Frings' character, so he's an awesome character.
Really good character.
Not
really
only
good.
in that show, but like other movies and stuff like that.
Other shows.
Yeah. So, let's get into Aaron Paul's, I guess, performance.
Yeah.
I know it's hard. I know it's hard without spoilers, man. I know it's hard without that. I see you just like boiling up with like you want to talk spoilers.
I want to talk about the movie. It's like we're on a movie high, and I'm just like, this happened, and I'm like, wait, stop.
I can see you biting your tongue.
As far as performance wise, he's a great actor. He brings his emotions, and you feel him when he's doing it, and you feel it, and I give him 10 out of 10. Really great actor.
He's always been a character in the actual series that's been very emotional.
Yeah.
So he does like tear up a lot.
Yes.
He's like gritting his teeth like when things are happening.
Getting agitated, angry.
There's a lot of thoughts going on in his head.
Frustrations and
he
did really good.
You definitely feel for the guy. And there's certain situations that do happen in this movie where you're like, oh, Jesse, you did it again. You should have done this, but you did this again. But that kind of just is like an integral plot, integral characteristics of him, of what makes him Jesse.
Yeah.
Because he still is human. I mean, he's not a hardcore gangster like Walter White was.
No, he wasn't. There was more, human. He didn't like hurting people. He didn't want to, do that. He wanted to get out, and it just kept bringing him back in.
Yeah. Yeah, because essentially him and Walter White become two different characters. I feel like Jesse was almost the same from the beginning of the series of Breaking Bad till the end, and then Walter White progressively just got more greedy, pretty manipulative.
The end,
very manipulative. So they end up becoming like two different characters. Did you like the way this movie ended off?
I did. I really liked it. I thought it was a really good.
I was happy.
I was happy.
Yeah, I was happy with it, and most likely this is going to be like a one and done movie. I don't see any sequels happening.
I don't think they could do a sequel.
I hope they don't.
There's no really need to.
Yeah.
It ended perfect. Just the way
it's just basically like following the events of like a fugitive, I guess you want to say, and his day to days. And it seems like it wasn't even that many days. Maybe following like 3 days after the event, 4 days. It couldn't have been that long.
Not that long. No, not at all.
Yeah. So I mean, overall, I was completely happy with how this tied in ended. Like I said, it's a little slow burn.
Yeah,
but that's fine because it's an awesome story.
But exactly, the story just brings you in, and it's like you don't need nonstop action and like that. Once you're following this character and you've been following this character for years, you follow the story, and the story is just what really sucks in. Like what's gonna happen? What's going on? What's gonna happen with Jesse Pinkman?
Yeah,
and that's what you follow, and that's what That's what you love. That's what you love.
That's what it is. It's like you're almost like there, like looking over his shoulder, like him, like entering the building, and then he gets a flashback of him. The months previous of what was going on, how he knew where that building was, how he knew where these things were in the house or whatever it may be. So it's kind of cool seeing that.
That was really cool.
And like I said, out of 5, let's just jump to the rating. I guess this is the score.
Yeah.
What do you give it?
4 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I actually probably give it like a solid 4, maybe like a 4.2 or something.
Yeah.
Something on the really high scale, guys. Because if you guys are Breaking Bad fans, you guys are gonna love this.
Yeah.
And they do bring in some old characters from the actual show.
Yeah.
I wish I would have got to see some other characters in the show, but they didn't.
Some others.
Yeah, some others, which we'll talk about in a second. But overall, I was definitely in the lower end 4s, if not, in the middle there, 4.5 or something like that. Yeah, really I didn't have any gripes with it. I mean, I thought Jesse has always played a good Jesse.
Yeah.
And even though I got to see him go off and remember Need for Speed.
I try to forget.
Hey, you got to remember these guys. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, you did shitty work, but it reminds you how awesome they were in Breaking Bad. Like their previous works.
Breaking Bad that's like his pinnacle.
Yeah.
I remember he was on the was that game show, Aaron Paul? He was on Price is Right.
Come on now, Aaron, you're the next contestant on the Price is Right.
You're the man, Bob! Oh my, you're my idol!
That's what he started off, right? Like his first appearance or something like that?
He's all and happy, he's all excited and running around and freaking out. And if you ever see it.
Yeah, that was awesome to see.
YouTube, Aaron Paul on Price is Right.
I think he's actually part of a TV series, right? After Breaking Bad? He was like part of his TV series. If I'm pretty sure he was. Like some kind of like not an HBO show, but I mean, he was on Westworld. It says
he's gonna be on
he's gonna be on Westworld.
Which that'll be pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like he has a huge part in BoJack Horseman, 2014 to 2018.
Okay.
So he did voiceover work. So yeah, we give it a high end score, but yeah. So that kind of like concludes our non-spoiler, right? Because I know you're dying to talk spoilers.
Yeah. Let's talk spoilers. Let's warn everybody in.
Yeah. So spoilers ahead, guys. If you guys are gonna end the video, thanks so much for watching.
Thank you.
Hit the thumbs up, guys, and make sure you guys are leaving comments, subscribe, share the video, do whatever you can. You guys can also hear these podcasts on iTunes, Castbox, and Google Play Music. All right. That being said, we are gonna jump into spoilers, guys. And the first spoiler that I want to talk about is Walter White in this movie.
My mind was like, I was just like
little Walter White, maybe.
Yeah, and old Heisenberg. I was just like, when I saw him in that scene, and they're walking to that hallway, you get that feeling. You're just like, oh man, here it is. This is like the pinnacle.
This is it. This is the two buddies.
The two, and it was like
they're kind of like the anti-buddies.
Yeah, they were.
If you think about it, they
really
ended up hating each other towards the end of the season.
Yeah, but it was just like so cool, and it was just like. It was iconic. Iconic's the word that came to my mind, and it was just like, watching them walk down that hallway, and I was just like, all right, here we go. And it's that kind of like that long shot of them two walking, and I was like, yeah, there we go.
And they had a really cool scene in the diner in that cafe. You know, we kind of get like Walter, like you could tell this is like towards the end of the season, probably season 5, because his cancer does come back. He starts coughing a lot. You know, he starts talking to Aaron about, hey, what do you think about going back to college? So he's just
trying to steer him out of, you know,
in a different direction.
Saying, hey, you know, you don't want to be doing this. Why don't you go to school? Why don't you go to college? And
and there's so many times that it's kind of mentioned where Aaron could have bowed out. Like he could have just got his money, took the fuck off, but you know, he just kept coming back, and Walter kept sucking him in. And even, you know, the whole scene with you want to talk about that the man that just passed away?
Oh yeah, Robert Forster.
Robert Forster's in it.
Died yesterday, I want to say, maybe.
Okay.
It might this morning or yesterday.
Last couple of days, possibly.
Sure,
which is wild. I mean, this movie just came out yesterday, guys. So, it was cool to see his part in it, because he was he was in the series as far as someone that, I mean, if you got the money, he can give you a whole new identity.
Yeah. He's like the cleaner. He's the one that gets you out, cleans you off. You know, change your name, your social,
everything,
you know, new driver's license, just everything. A whole new family, and it's pretty rad. So he just passed. So rest in peace.
Yeah, I love seeing him in Jackie Brown. I always remember Jackie Brown, so I mean, it was good seeing him and his interaction. He always plays. He's a fucking solid actor, man. Like he doesn't take any shit. You could tell, like in that whole scene. I mean, Jesse was short only
like $1,800.
$1,800, and he wouldn't give him the whole identity.
No, here, you take your money, and if you don't leave, I'm gonna call the cops.
Yeah, he said I'm a man of my word. So it's like
I gave you a price, and
that's it.
I'll do it, but you don't have it. You need to go. And that part where Jesse's like, well, I'm not leaving. And he's like, well, I'm going to call the cops. And he's like, you're not going to do it. And
he does.
And he does. And then the cops show up, and he's like, oh shit, you really did. He's like, you better want to run.
That was an awesome scene, man. And then cool. Jumping to the start of this movie, we get to see Mr. Jonathan Banks as Mike.
Amazing. One of my all-time favorite characters.
One of my... most angriest episodes when Walter killed him.
That was the one episode
I was so pissed.
I was like, actually, like, just at that moment, I despised Walter White. I was so angry because Mike was like, he was just
great character,
so well written, just complete badass, you know.
Yeah, he was.
And he was so good, and I was so mad at that moment.
Yeah, he really knew how to get shit done throughout, like, and be just strategic about it. He was very cautious about everything, working with people,
he was awesome. He was really, really good. Luckily, he's on Better Call Saul.
Yeah, that's
he's
right.
There with Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah,
they're the two mains. Really, really great show. If you like Breaking Bad, highly recommend Better Call Saul. Yeah,
it's a very slow burn, very, very slow burn, that show. I won't deny that. But it's just great writing, and it ties into the whole, the world of Breaking Bad, of course.
Yeah.
So
same universe.
Yeah, and that's like taking like 2 years for the next season to come out.
It's
God, jeez, they better be fucking amazing.
Yeah, right.
It better be phenomenal. But yeah, it was good seeing him, as well as Jesse Plemons, who played Todd. Actually, he's another one of my favorite characters, even though he's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy. But that's why he's such a great actor, is because you hate his character, and you're just like, oh, I want to see, in Breaking Bad, you're like, I want to see him go, and he's still there, and he's still there till the end, and you're just like, oh, I can't stand it. But the actor's so good, and they're doing their job, and you're just like,
that's what really pulls you in.
Such a great actor.
It was funny when we saw him in Game Night.
Yeah.
That was an awesome character.
He still showed Game Night.
He did. I was busting up.
And just those scenes. Everyone's like, okay, psycho.
Yeah. So he plays a huge part of all the flashbacks, of course, because he does end up dying at the end of season 5.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah, Breaking Bad, and so it was cool. It was a bit disturbing, showing how he pretty much had Jesse Pinkman on a leash as far as his own personal slave. Is what it was.
And you could obviously, he's aged a little bit. But I mean that's life. But it is a flashback, so I don't somebody see it and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" It's definitely a flashback through the scenes.
The only thing I noticed really different was the weight change.
He gained a little bit of weight, but I mean, It happens.
No, I know. That was the only thing that was a little different that I noticed because, I mean, in the series, he didn't look like he gained weight. So that was the only difference.
That was the only real difference.
Yeah, that was the only real difference. But he did an amazing job as far as just being the character that he was.
Yeah.
And
he's such a good actor.
Yeah. And you kind of, going back to the series, Breaking Bad, you kind of noticed that who he was once he killed that kid on the bike.
Yes. Yeah.
That was the one that set it in stone of like, this guy is a psycho.
He's just
a psycho, essentially.
Yeah. And he has no remorse. Like, he'll do it, and then he's just so nonchalant. Like, you know, in the movie, he strangled his housekeeper.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, she was a really nice woman. Hey, Jesse, you want any soup?
Yeah.
You know, I got chicken noodles, and her body's right there.
Yeah, very nonchalant. Like, and he basically killed her for just finding out his money.
Finding his money stuff.
Like, I understand that's, you got to do what you got to do, but the way he was going about it was not even a care, no remorse whatsoever.
No remorse, no care. It was just like I said, you know, you got her body laying like 5 feet from him, and then he's like, I'm kind of hungry. I can go for some soup. You know, it's just like,
And another cool character was this Scott MacArthur, the one I was telling you that I'm watching The Righteous Gemstones right now with Danny McBride, Adam Devine, John Goodman, and he does play a huge part of this first season 1. I won't reveal his character too much, but he does play a character that was part of the series that we didn't know about, and he was, I guess, the person that designed the meth lab that were they Nazis or skinheads or what were they?
Yeah, they were like, right? I think they were like skinheads. Skinhead Nazis.
Yeah, so they were part of the series as well, and they ended up capturing Jesse Pinkman or kidnapping him, and forcing him to cook that blue stuff.
Yeah, and they kept him on that track.
They kept him on a track
with that chain around him so he couldn't escape.
Yeah, so that was Scott MacArthur's character. His name was Neil in the movie and in the series, and so there's a lot of flashbacks with him, and then we get to see the standoff, the kind of the gunslinger standoff, which was cool.
That was really cool.
Really cool.
That was one of the ones you're like on the edge of your seat. You're like, oh man, what's gonna happen? And then
and then Jesse ends up shooting him. He gets a quick draw on him. I mean, he had a hidden gun.
Got that hidden gun in his jacket. Which was like, that was really, really awesome.
Yeah, so we end up seeing killing him, and then as well as his buddy
partner,
Casey, played by Scott Shepherd. And I haven't seen that guy in other things, but it was cool to see him take out those two guys, take the money, and then just I mean, it's really, really detailed. You get to see, like I said, the day to day of what it would be like if you're on the run.
Well, it's like exactly at the point where he called his mom and dad because he was $1,800 short, and he's like, "Can you meet me at this park?" And they're like, "Absolutely," but they're working with the cops, the FBI, and the cops,
everybody.
And they say when they leave the house to go meet them at the park, you see all the tails just on the parents' car, and he knew that was going to happen.
He knew it.
Then that's when he snuck in the house and was like. He just completely lied to them, but he had to because, they were just going to give him up.
Yeah. Now, ultimately, I thought he was going to go try to get money, but he ended up getting the two guns, the ancient guns, by the way.
Guns, yes, They said about that in the movie too.
Yeah, his grandfather's gun.
Yeah,
a little 22.
I thought he was getting money in the safe, but it was the two guns.
Yeah, so it was cool seeing that kind of just go from okay, I'm going to do this to this to this to this, so I can get the money. So that was really cool in detail. Like I said, it was a slow pace, but it was interesting because you want to see what happens to these characters in the events following an awesome show that we've seen and love.
That's what's so good. Like I said, you just follow the story, and like you said, many years vested in watching Breaking Bad. And it kind of leaves off a cliffhanger and the end of Breaking Bad, like, well, what's going to happen with Jesse? And then bam, here we go.
He was essentially the only.
It's like he was the only one that didn't get like a full circle. You see him get away, but it's like. Well, where's he going? What's going to happen?
It's like we all want to know. We all want to know. He was the only one that survived, essentially, from that kill. I mean, they do talk about in the movie the woman that got poisoned from the stevia that was tainted by Walter White.
Yeah.
They do talk about Lydia. That's right. That she wasn't expected to make it.
No.
So she's essentially dead as well. Yeah. And then another one. I mean, we end off the movie with Kristen Ritter, who plays Jane, and she's the one that died in season 3 or 4. Yeah, and Walter essentially lets her die.
Yeah, he watches her
die. It doesn't save her.
Do anything, doesn't turn her over, doesn't try and help, just watches her overdose right there. And
yeah, because he knew that she was kind of a distraction as far as when it came to their business.
Yes.
Even though Jesse was like falling in love with her.
Yeah, and Jesse was actually happy, and
yeah, he was happy for once. And then she was kind of like a what do they call it? Like a wrench in the chain,
wrench in the plan,
a wrench in the plot, something or a chain or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was. I mean, she was talking about Jesse demanding more money. Do you remember that in the series?
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, tell Walter you want this, more. You
want
more.
You're doing this.
So he was like, oh, okay. Then he was very influential in him kind of changing a little bit. And he wasn't being true to Jesse because I mean he was blinded by love and stuff like that, and he was happy. I mean, she wasn't. I think she. I mean, they were both drug addicts.
Oh yeah,
so like,
well, she was recovering. I think, wasn't she? Like she was she? Because she was off of drugs for a while, wasn't she? Or maybe Jesse got her back on. But I remember she was saying that.
Yeah, I think.
And then
they both fell back into it together.
Yeah,
is what it was ultimately. Yeah, so seeing Jane once again was awesome. I thought she was a cool character that kind of like got killed off a little too short, but I mean, you guys know her from I'm drawing a blank, the Marvel show.
Jessica Jones.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I don't watch it, but I know it's really, really popular.
Yeah.
And so it was cool seeing her character. Just once again a flashback, guys. And,
These are all of these, these cameos and these. They're all flashbacks.
They are all flashbacks because all these characters are
other
dead.
than his friends, other than his two friends, Badger and Skinny Pete, but everybody else is dead. I wish we could have seen like a flashback of Gus. I thought that would have been cool.
I think it would have been awesome to see Gus. It would have been cool to see Walter's wife as well. Like totally forget her name, but
that character Skylar.
That's right, Skylar.
Walt Jr.
Or even Walt Jr. To see kind of like where maybe they left off on. But I understand it's not about Walter; it's about Jesse Pinkman's character, or the character Jesse Pinkman played by Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
So I was overall super excited with how this movie ended off. I mean, he gets away. Ed helps him out. That's what his name is, right? Ed. Is that what it is? The movie is Ed.
Ed.
So he ends up helping him out finally once he has the money, and then sends him off to Alaska.
He goes off to Alaska, and he wrote the letter. Jesse wrote the letter to his other girlfriend, the son.
Brock.
Brock. Yeah.
Brock. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess he's gonna try and get in contact with him. Yeah. And maybe they can have that reconnection because he loved him like he was his son.
Yeah.
And but it ended perfect. Jesse Pinkman riding off in the sunset, in Alaska.
Essentially,
it was just like...
It said the last frontier, Alaska.
Yeah. So he completely made it away, and, now he gets that chance to start his life over, and,
I love that final scene, too, when they just showed him driving it, and there's, like, no music.
Yeah.
It's just very serene. I mean...
Yeah, it was peaceful, and that's what they talked about. It's like...
That's what he said. It was
really quiet.
Really quiet.
And it's like you could use the quiet. You could use the peace, so...
Yeah.
That was really good.
That's awesome how it ended off. I hope they don't do any... spin-offs or anything like this. Just leave it
Jesse's
as is.
character, it went complete full circle now. Now he is good. He's done. And, like I said, they're doing, still doing Better Call Saul. Hopefully it comes back here soon.
Yeah.
And we can, dive back into that world. But yeah, as far as Jesse Pinkman's, his characters, he's retired.
He's retired from the game. He started off a new person. I think they said totally forget his new name.
Yeah, I forget his new name.
Yeah, but it was like Drysdale or something. Or
it
was like something like a very like kind of almost comic-y, but like a blue collar type guy.
Yeah.
So he's gonna probably just start off with a ice fisher.
Yeah.
Something very, very basic or something up there.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's nothing to do up there, but we're happy with how it turned out. Like we said, either 4.2 out of 5 guys. So definitely check this out if you're a Breaking Bad fan.
Breaking Bad, check it out for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah,
really like it.
So anything else you want to say before we end this Breaking Bad? El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie?
El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie.
That's a long ass title.
I know. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah, it could have just been El Camino. I understand.
Yeah.
And this is getting pretty good reviews. I mean, on IMDb, it's an 8.0 out of 10, and Metascore is giving it 73. I don't know what it's on Rotten Tomatoes. I know they're always a little weird about their scores, so never go by that. But we give it a solid score.
Oh yeah, easily. It was really, really good. Like I said, Breaking Bad fans, you should really, really enjoy it, really like it. We really did. I thought it ended that story
beautifully,
perfectly.
Yeah,
hands down. Really, really good.
Yeah. All right, guys. So if you guys did see Breaking Bad, let us know in the comments below. Yes. Breaking Bad. If you guys did see El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, let us know in the comments below. Are you going to see it? Do we persuade you guys to check out the series? And let us know by giving us a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, always. And make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. Hit that bell notification too to always get alerted of content like this. All right, guys. Till next time, we're gone.
All right, thanks.